Well, hello there and welcome back to the HullCityFanCentral YouTube channel, where today we have a lot of news to crack into, with a lot of upcoming transfers as we crack into the final week, or less than a week, of this January transfer window. Yes, the window closes on Thursday, that being 4 days' time, so we'll crack into every rumour, every done deal that's been expected to be announced. I was away for the weekend, that's why there was no news videos, so today is your huge news dump. So we'll start off with one little light one before we crack into all the transfer news, and that is that Hull City have announced that the toffee apple crumble is here to stay for the entire season. We kind of expected this. It stayed longer than what it was meant to. It's meant to stay for 2 games, then it was extended for the entire Christmas period, and it's been pushed now to the entirety of the season, possibly a continual thing for seasons to come. Maybe they could do a variation of, it's a caramel apple crumble, or different sauces. We could possibly see that coming up, but the toffee apple crumble is here to stay with all of our Hull City food at the stadium that has been absolutely fantastic. So we'll start off with Ryan Giles. The announcement was meant to come last week. Not sure if there's been too much of a hold-up, but everything does seem to be so good that apparently the deal has been done. Yes, the deal was reportedly done over the weekend, with the announcement possibly today or tomorrow, with him apparently undergoing a medical today. We're not too sure on that front, but Ryan Giles is pretty much a Hull City player, just waiting for the photo of him with the Hull City shirt. That is all we're waiting on for Ryan Giles. Talked about it in much detail in the videos last week where the rumours were circulating. We'll go over one of the new transfer rumours, and that is Noah Ohio. Yes, sounds like a pretty much an American name. Can assure you that he's not. He's from the Netherlands, and he's got some good records on his cards. Yes, he's the former Manchester United and Manchester City youth striker. And if we're looking at what Rosenior's done with Liam Delap, of course, a Manchester City youth striker at the moment, we could possibly see a similar birth. Yes, Noah Ohio hasn't had the most brilliant career. He's done fantastically, picking up youth caps and all that sort of stuff. And he's still a fantastic striker at the Cooks. But in the leagues that he's been in the situations that he's been in, he hasn't performed up to the standard that maybe he should be. And I think that Rosenior, it's one of them Rosenior appointments where he'll get the best out of him. He'll get him working to a standard that we know Rosenior can do, like with Liam Delap. Delap came to us from having 2 loan spells last season in the Championship, scoring, I think, 3 goals across 2 loan spells in the Championship, and he's now flying high at Hull City before the injury, and it's a fantastic appointment as well, thinking about the injury situation at the moment, where we have quite a few strikers out. We've got Connolly out for a couple of weeks, we've got Delap out possibly for up to 3 months. So you're looking at our only striker at the moment being Billy Sharp, with maybe a man who could fill in at striker, Alias Mesh, rumoured to be going out on loan. We'll cover that in a second. But it's a fantastic appointment. It sounds like it could either be a loan or a permanent. We're not too sure on that front. Because he's got a lot of stature behind him, so we'll wait and see on that one. But apparently that one is sort of a closing in deal, will be done hopefully in the coming days, certainly before the deadline on Thursday. Apparently there's meant to be a winger on their way. We're not 100% sure on who this winger is going to be. There's a few names being flown about. I won't delve into all of them in today's video. Maybe we'll save that for tomorrow. But a rumour of a winger coming in. It's sounding unlikely it'll be Benson. Just due to the fact that we seem to have pulled out the entire race with him, and he seems to be taking up decisions with Birmingham, Leeds, and Southampton and Cardiff and teams like that. So seems like we're out of the Benson race for whatever deals. We'll go back into the rumours on Ömür, or however you pronounce his name, from Turkey. Currently at Trabzonspor. and a £4 million deal is rumoured to be nearing completion. I think it is a fantastic deal. It's another one of them statement signings, isn't it? Similar with Carvalho, similar with Philogene, and it's going to be there. It's going to be ones that we're looking at it. Of course, deals with the Turkish league, in essence, have either gone really well or really stinky for us under the Acun reign. And I think that this is one that's is pretty much destined to go perfectly. He's a player who's been performing at the top level for seasons and seasons. Many caps for Turkey. Has been performing in a high level in the Turkish First Division. Is a big name like Ozan Tufan in Turkey, so he brings the entire sort of backing with that. And a £4 million deal for an international player of that quality is another cracking deal at the crux of it. We're having a fantastic transfer window. I spoke about this last week, the possibility of the signing, and it does look like it will be happening within the coming days before the deadline. I think it is fantastic, absolutely amazing. Right, shall we go into some possible departures now that we've covered all of the incomings? Yes, Hull City could possibly see up to 3 players go out on loan. More, I would probably verge on the side of maybe more. So we'll go into the 2 that seem to be pretty much certain to go away in the coming day or two, and that being Ali Said-Manesh and Jason Lakilo. Ali Said-Manesh seems to have completed a medical and is on his way to the Belgian Pro League at Westerlo, I believe that's how you pronounce them, on a loan deal, and that'll be for the remainder of the season. Fantastic for him. Keeps him on the books at the club, seeing what he'll do out in Belgium, whether then it'll factor into Rosina's plans for next season, whatever situation the club's in. It is a fantastic deal. And then along with that, Dukan Sinek and Matt Ingram seem to have interest coming in for them to go out on short-term deals. You probably look at Ingram to be on a loan deal within the English league, but Sinek, of course, you saw him go out on loan last season back to the Turkish division, and whether that being something that he'll do again, who knows. It sounds like a return back to the Turkish division will be the one for him. But then you look at Matt Ingram on the other foot, and a loan deal maybe not the best, considering that we have brought in Pandur now. But I would probably verge on the side of Ingram going out on a permanent deal rather than it being a loan, as was reported. Along with that, we've also brought back Ryan Woods from his loan at Bristol Rovers. Of course, he wasn't getting game time since they had their manager change. So I think that he will be another one of them as ones where we try and cut the losses with sooner rather than later. Just a straight up sell him out, sell him to somewhere. I think his contract's up at the end of the season as well. So one that we're probably best cutting off with now rather than later, because he won't feature for the club in the second half of the season whatsoever. One that we just want to cut our losses with rather now. And of course, there's a question being thrown around at the moment with Jurgen Klopp announcing that he will be stepping down from the managerial role at Liverpool. What does that mean for the future of our 2 Liverpool loanees, being Fabio Carvalho and Tyler Morton? It probably doesn't mean too much, considering that a lot of loan outs and all that sort of stuff isn't rooted through the manager. It's rooted through the backroom staff, rooted through the ownership, rooted through everything. So it doesn't mean too much. It could possibly be a fortunate case within the style of Tyler Morton, depending on who the new manager comes in and whether they do like to sort of have the youth involved in the team or whatever. We could possibly see it benefiting us in another loan deal for Tyler Morton to have him for another season. Whatever. A permanent transfer does seem very, very unlikely for the both. It seems unlikely for pretty much all of the loan-ins that we have got at the club. So we'll see on that situation. I think we'll have a better evaluation of it once we know who the new Liverpool manager is. But it does raise that question, doesn't it? It does raise that question around both of them, seeing what will happen. And then one final thing, that is that Jean-Michel Seri, well, he is going to be playing in the round of 16 tonight against Senegal. That is 8 p.m. UK time, so it'll be taking place just after this video goes live. So make sure that you try and cheer him on. I know a lot of people are a bit angry with the fact that he's missing out on so many Hull games due to AFCON, but it means a lot to Seri. The competition, the entire thing around it means a lot to him and also to his family. So we'll cheer him on against Senegal. Tough competition. We'll see how he gets on. I'll report about that in tomorrow's video. Hopefully, we have an announcement of a player before tomorrow's video, with obviously Ryan Giles on the books, Ömür and Ohio, with possibility of plenty other people. But we'll cover all that in tomorrow's video. So make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any transfers coming in, transfers going out, and all the news surrounding Hull City as we crack through deadline day week. Yeah. So make sure you follow me over on Twitter to get live up to date on everything Hull City. And I'll see you over there. Up the Tigers.